A murder-suicide. An investigation is underway tonight in Dodge County after a 52-year-old man and a 16-year-old are found dead inside a home. And fighting for justice, dozens gather outside the state capitol as part of a series of nationwide protests against police brutality. Plus, a missing man formation flyover in Madison honors a fallen F-16 pilot.
This is News 3 Now at 6.
Developing tonight, 2 people are dead in an apparent murder-suicide in Dodge County. The Dodge County Sheriff's Office says it responded around 3:40 this morning to the 900 block of Country Lane in Watertown. That's on the city's north side, right by Watertown High School. Inside the home, a 52-year-old man and a 16-year-old boy were found dead. Police say the 52-year-old is believed to be the actor and nobody else was involved. The names of both victims are not being released right now. Authorities say there is no active threat to the community. A traffic note: if you're planning to drive tonight in Rock County, all lanes are blocked both directions on Highway 51 at Airport Road in Janesville. The Rock County Sheriff's Department says there was a crash around 3:20. The closure is expected to last at least 2 more hours. Also new tonight, 3 people were involved in a crash last night on Madison's west side. Police say it happened at the intersection of Raymond Road and McKenna Boulevard around 9:30. One car driving east didn't stop at a red light. That car hit an SUV going north before hitting the median. Before the crash, 3 people in the car were involved in an altercation at the Quick Trip intersection. Police are still investigating. It's a demand we've heard from protesters for nearly a year now, and in the wake of the death of Dante Wright in Minnesota, protesters are again taking to the streets demanding police reform. Activists were out at the Capitol earlier today, and as they told me, they say police reform could have helped prevent another officer-involved death.
I just can't sit here and watch people die.
The shooting of a 20-year-old black man, Dante Wright, during a traffic stop in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, motivated Ferguson Orr to stand up for justice here in Madison, Wisconsin today.
I'm just tired of seeing all these injustices, like, towards people of color and whatnot, and, like, this whole situation with Dante Wright just kind of really messed me up.
Orr and a group of protesters are demanding reform to the entire law enforcement system, starting with police officer training.
I mean, the whole situation where she was reaching for her taser and grabbed her gun, like, that just needs to be better training.
Orr says better training could have prevented what happened to Wright.
And it's definitely going to, like, show light that there needs to be change, especially a year after something like George Floyd.
While there's been many deaths at the hands of police since George Floyd, Tatiana says it's nothing new.
It's great that people are paying attention.
She says the officer who pulled the trigger on Wright should face charges more severe than manslaughter.
It's not a mistake. And if it is, it's one that's only okay because he was a black man.
And it doesn't matter where you are in the country. Tatiana says all people of color worry that what happened to Wright could happen to them.
Living in fear constantly, being constantly put down, that's not life. We don't live real life.
UW-Madison students are planning a similar protest tomorrow, starting at Camp Randall at 2 o'clock, and they'll be marching to the state capitol, and they'll also be doubling as a food drive for local pantries. The death of Dante Wright is continuing to spark protests in the Minneapolis community. This is video from a protest last night in nearby Brooklyn Center, where nearly 100 people were arrested. Officials say a march was peaceful, but protesters became confrontational at the city's police station. A curfew is still in effect in Brooklyn Center each night from 11 p.m. until 6 a.m. Ahead of a verdict in the Derek Chauvin trial and potentially more protests, Minneapolis Public Schools are pausing all in-person learning for the second half of next week. The district says it will close all in-person learning beginning Wednesday. Closing arguments in the trial are expected on Monday, and after that, jurors will be sequestered and begin deliberating. Chauvin is charged with second-degree murder in the death of George Floyd. In Portland, Oregon, police declared a riot last night after some people participated in what they called criminal activity. The Portland Police Bureau posted images of broken windows and said some people were seen trying to burglarize businesses. Several arrests were made while authorities extinguished at least 2 fires. Let's get a look at your first warm weather with meteorologist Austin Kopnitsky. It finally feels like spring again, Austin.
Yeah, it really does feel like spring, and it feels pretty fantastic to actually spend some time outdoors. But hey, you got stuck inside today, possibly. You had some work to get caught up on. Don't worry, tomorrow we'll be right back. We have another gorgeous day ahead of us here for tomorrow, but a few things that you do need to know. It will stay dry all the way through this weekend. Cool temperatures not too far away, especially from Monday through Wednesday. High temperatures will dip down into the 40s, and then look at that. Snow is possible. We're not talking a lot of snow, but you might actually see some of the last snowflakes here of this season here before we finally warm things up and stay on the warmer side of things. Doppler track also looking really good. We have a lot of blue skies overhead at the moment, and our wind speeds also aren't too bad, just around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Looking really good on all of our current conditions, including temperatures, even touching on some lower 60s today. I think even more lower 60s are going to be widespread by the time we reach tomorrow. But look at these temperatures here as they fall overnight tonight. We're going to drop back down into the middle 30s here at times for tomorrow morning, so get ready for another chilly start. But I'll have the rest of your weekend forecast and a look at next week coming up here in just a moment.
Another grim milestone has been passed in the world's fight against COVID-19. More than 3 million people around the world have now died from complications of the virus. That's according to data from Johns Hopkins University. The U.S. has had the most deaths, with more than 566,000, followed by Brazil and Mexico. The World Health Organization warned this week the pandemic is at a critical point, with an average of 12,000 deaths per day. But vaccinations are continuing to pick up across the U.S. Right here in Madison, SSM Health says it's administered its 200,000th vaccine dose today.
Arms. So far, the appointments that we open up, they tend to fill up very quickly. The demand is very, very strong. It's not the same, though, in every county in Wisconsin. Some counties are way ahead and way above the state average, including Dane County. Other counties, nearby counties, by the way, are still well behind the state's average.
SSM Health says it took 12 weeks to deliver its first 100,000 shots, but only 6 weeks to get the next 100,000 vaccines into arms. Nearly 40% of people in Wisconsin are partially vaccinated. 44,000 shots went into arms around the state yesterday. That's just below the 7-day average of 45,000 shots each day. 27% of the state is fully vaccinated. That's good news because cases keep going up. DHS is reporting 727 new infections over the past day, as the 7-day average sits at 743. 8 more people have died. A series of barriers in the vaccination process are making it more difficult for some people to get a shot. That's why the Hmong Institute for Hmong and Southeast Asians continues hosting pop-up clinics for its members of our community. Grace Hodek shares how they're working to make sure everyone has easy access to the vaccine.
The Hmong Institute is providing a safe and easy COVID-19 vaccination clinic for Hmong and Southeast Asians.
Today is a really important day for me and also in the Hmong community, just to have the Hmong community members to come here, have a chance to get their vaccine.
From the beginning, the pandemic brought to light the healthcare disparities and inequities people of color experience. Now that's showing up in vaccine administration.
We recognize that the COVID-19 pandemic has really had an impact on our community, and the health disparities really was amplified because of that. And so we want to do our part to make sure that everyone's vaccinated, and particularly our Hmong and Southeast Asian community members.
The Hmong Institute partnered Saturday with Access Community Healthcare Centers, the Hmong Nurse Association, and the Hmong Medical Association to hopefully calm some nerves about receiving the vaccine.
Today is my first dose, and it feels great to me. Like I said, I have no complication. Maybe a little anxiety from just being, getting a shot. So, but other than that, it feels great.
Whether it's been timing or language and cultural barriers, organizers say it's been challenging for their community to access the shot.
By providing this site here, it allows them to come here and get a shot, as well as coming to a place that they know and trust.
But it's more than just a poke in the arm. It's making sure no one fights this pandemic alone.
We need to work together as a group to fight this disease, this virus together. So I think this is a really important day just to have everybody here to get their vaccination.
In Madison, Grace Hodek, News 3 Now.
The Mung Institute will continue hosting clinics over the coming weeks and months. To learn how you can sign up, you can visit our website, channel3000.com. The Boys and Girls Club of Dane County hosted its second vaccination clinic today, giving out the Pfizer vaccine. The club was planning to possibly cancel the pop-up clinic on Madison's south side after the pause on Johnson & Johnson's COVID vaccine. The club will host one more clinic next Saturday at the Allied Family Center in Fitchburg. We have details on how to register on our website. And next tonight, while there's no underscoring the impact has had on local small businesses, new data from Yelp provides one welcome sign of hope. Nearly 500,000 businesses opened in the past year. A relatively new small business owner in Madison is behind 2 of those pandemic launches and counting. Nikki Bloomer opened Grace's Coffee's first location on State Street in the spring of 2019, and after seeing how many college students enjoyed sharing a cup of joe, she decided to expand and open a second store 6 months later. Then the shutdown started.
We kind of flipped the script and we started offering all of our goods in a way where people can take them home and enjoy them at home.
Back at square one with 2 new businesses, Bloomer decided she needed to bring coffee to her community, and she needed to act quickly. We'll explain what she did that allowed her to open 2 more shops during the pandemic tonight on News 3 Now at 10. Prince Philip has been laid to rest after the break on News 3 Now at 6. We'll take you across the pond to today's royal funeral at Windsor Castle. And tonight on News 3 Now at 10, the latest developments to the murder-suicide in Watertown and how the Dodge County Sheriff is reacting. That's tonight at 10.
Appliance Mart Spring Semi-Annual Appliance Deals are on now. Save up to 40% off top brands and special no-interest financing, plus delivery within 5 days on in-stock appliances at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley Home Store off the Beltline.
Wisconsin is a home of workers. We know what needs to get done, and we do it. Yet, we've been hit hard, some harder than others. Our contact may be limited, but we still can lift each other up. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we want you to know we're here to help.
There are endless ways to see the world. But when it comes to actually getting there and experiencing every soul-changing corner of it, there's only one. The Jeep Cherokee.
Now during the Jeep Celebration event, get 0% APR financing for 84 months on select 2021 Jeep Cherokee models. See your local Jeep dealer today.
A trucking accident can be devastating and complex. Gingras, Thompson & Walk's law firm wants you to be informed. From the freight and trucking companies to the owner-operators, the liability can be unclear. Too many victims settle without understanding their rights. You need a law team like GTW, who has a history of winning cases with large settlements for victims, to investigate and advocate for you. Contact GTW lawyers for a free consultation. More power, more fight, the most heart. Gingras, Thompson & Walks.
Ashley Home Store's Spring Semi-Annual Sale is on now. Our hottest looks of the season are on sale now, including doorbusters like these. Plus, no interest for 3 years. And a bonus 10% off our sale prices at checkout. Now at Ashley Home Store.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
The National Guard held a flyover today as part of a memorial service for the F-16 pilot who died in a crash last year. Major Durwood Hawk Jones of the 115th Fighter Wing died when his jet went down during a night flight over the woods in Upper Peninsula. Search teams found his body 2 days later, and today's flyover included jets from the 115th and 123rd out of Oregon, where Jones's brother was stationed. Britain has said farewell to Queen Elizabeth's husband today. The 99-year-old royal was laid to rest today at Windsor Castle, and CBS News' Ian Lee has the story.
A final salute at Windsor Castle. Britain's armed forces said goodbye to one of their own. Prince Philip planned every detail of his funeral with military precision down to the custom-made Land Rover that carried his coffin, draped in his flag, Navy cap, and sword.
We have been inspired by his unwavering loyalty to our Queen.
The Duke of Edinburgh leaves behind 4 children and 8 grandchildren, including Princes William and Harry. There's been tension between the brothers since Harry and Meghan's bombshell interview with Oprah. But the death of their grandfather brought them back together. Music from a small, socially distanced choir filled the chapel of 30 guests, mostly close relatives. Since Windsor Castle sits right in the flight path of London's busy Heathrow Airport, during the funeral, all planes were diverted away from the area out of respect. The palace asked people to stay away too, but many still came to remember the royal.
He could put people at their ease when he talked to them, always made a joke.
The nation fell silent to mark the passing of a man who was always by the Queen's side. Now, for the first time in her nearly 70 years on the throne, she stands alone. Ian Lee, CBS News, Windsor, England.
Prince Philip is buried in the Royal Vault at St. George's Chapel alongside the remains of 24 other royals, including 3 kings of England. Still ahead at 6, another local farmers market is back for its spring season. We'll check out the Westside Community Market. Plus, more sunshine for your Sunday. Austin is back with your First One forecast next.
Trust isn't built in a day. It's built over time. The early hours and the late nights. It's built by doing the work and pushing the limits every day. Because the promises we make are the promises we were built to keep.
During Ram Truck Month, hurry in and get 0.9% APR financing for 84 months on the 2021 Ram 1500 Laramie Crew Cab. Visit ram.com and see your local Ram dealer today.
Who doesn't want more? Right now at Steinhafels, the more you buy, the more you save. Start with 35% off store-wide. Then take an extra $100 off when you spend $19.99, $200 off at $29.99, or $300 off at $39.99. Get your patio set for spring and save big with savings up to 50% off. Steinhafels has the largest selection of in-stock furniture and mattresses at the guaranteed lowest prices. Only at Steinhafels and steinhafels.com.
Managing type 2 diabetes? You're on it. Staying fit and snacking light? Yep, on it there too. You may think you're doing all you can to manage type 2 diabetes and heart disease. But could your medication do more to lower your heart risk? Jardiance can reduce the risk of cardiovascular death for adults who also have known heart disease, so it could help save your life from a heart attack or stroke. And it lowers A1C.
Jardiance can cause serious side effects, including dehydration, genital yeast or urinary tract infections, and sudden kidney problems. Ketoacidosis is a serious side effect that may be fatal. A rare but life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this bacterial infection, ketoacidosis, or an allergic reaction. And don't take it if you're on dialysis or have severe kidney problems. Taking Jardiance with the sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar.
Lower A1C and lower risk of a fatal heart attack?
On it with Jardiance.
Ask your doctor about Jardiance.
Wisconsin is a home of workers. We know what needs to get done, and we do it. Yet, we've been hit hard, some harder than others. Our contact may be limited, but we still can lift each other up. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we want you to know we're here to help.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
The Autism Society of South Central Wisconsin isn't letting the pandemic stop its biggest annual spring event. The opening ceremonies for the 11th annual One Walk Big Strides for Autism were held virtual today. April is Autism Awareness Month, and the organization is asking communities to celebrate differences in those with autism and create awareness of acceptance of people with autism.
I celebrate differences because everybody deserves to be treated nicely.
We celebrate and appreciate differences because as we celebrate each individual's uniqueness, it bonds us closer together.
All of the money raised from the walk stays in southern Wisconsin to help people in the 10 counties the Autism Society serves. You can learn more on their Facebook page. The Westside Community Farmers Market is back for its 2021 season. The market returned today on University Row in Madison. Vendors have fresh produce, baked goods, flowers, and more. COVID precautions are in place, including mandatory mask wearing, and only one shopper per household is allowed in. But vendors and customers alike are happy to be back.
A lot of our customers have told us that they're good to be back after the long winter. We tried to keep a presence in the Madison area all winter long, so it's good to be back.
The market will be open every Saturday from 7 to 12:30 until November 6th. Let's get a look at your first warn weather with Austin Kopnitsky. A pretty nice morning to go out and check out that market.
I would say it was a gorgeous morning to go out and check out that market. And tomorrow, we're looking at another fantastic day ahead of us. Now, live in Madison right now, you can see still bright and sunny skies. Lots of blue skies overhead. And our wind speed's also not too bad, just around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Lone Rock right now checking in at about 12. Prairie du Chien also at about 12 miles per hour. Now our temperature change, it's pretty much the same as where we were yesterday. Really not seeing a change. Now that's actually great news here for us because yesterday we did warm up into the 50s, and here for today we're right back into those 50s. Some areas even seeing some of those lower 60s. Boscobel right now 62 degrees, Lone Rock 60 degrees, Mineral Point currently at around 59, and then here in Madison we're looking at about 57 degrees overall. Now you take a look at our 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, and really over this last week or so, it just hasn't really changed. Now our average high temperature, that's going to continue to rise, while these temperatures that we're looking at, we do have a cool down and then a little bit of a warm up. But even after that warm up, we're just going to be very close to average, if not even a little bit below again. You take a look at our high temperature trend and notice that little dip here by the time we reach the middle portion of the week. Back into the 40s for our high temperatures for Monday. Really cooling down. You're going to feel that outside. Tuesday's high only actually 42 degrees, and then we see that quick warm up afterwards. By Wednesday, mid 40s, mid 50s again here by Thursday. And then we actually do have some of those 60s returning into the forecast again towards the end of that 10-day forecast. So you got a day in the 60s tomorrow. We have another day in the forecast here with 60s at the end of the 10-day. Now our 6 to 10-day precipitation outlook does show that we're likely going to stay right around average or a little bit below with the precipitation. And for today, staying dry. Doppler track looking pretty good. Notice how we actually do have a few of those lighter showers here down south. But if you notice the direction that they're actually tracking in, they're also moving even farther south. So we're looking good to go here for today. Looking good to go here for tomorrow. But look at these temperatures tomorrow morning. Back down into the 30s. A chilly start to our morning for tomorrow. But then look at the afternoon. Jumping right back up into the 50s and 60s. Really warming up, and it's actually going to feel pretty good out there. Then you look at our next chance for precipitation. It looks to move through on Monday. Now, a lot of models are starting to pull it back a little bit earlier. There is a chance that we actually have these showers moving through in the morning hours. 1 or 2 models actually bringing this through the overnight hours here into early Monday morning. So we're going to continue to watch out for that. Not looking at any flooding concerns, just some of those lighter to moderate showers as of right now. And our rain chance is just about 40% on Monday. Nothing really jumping out at us here over these next 10 days, but we still do have a few of those chances here and there. Then the future cast for tonight, one more check there, 36 degrees for that low. It's going to get pretty chilly once more, but then you look at the 7 to 10 day forecast, and that also does bring those 50s back after the cool down. Tuesday's high temperature 42 degrees. That's going to be the coldest day actually of these next 10 days. So I'm not looking forward to that, but I am looking forward to the warm up afterwards.
I certainly am too. Thank you, Austin. If you own a specific type of treadmill, you're being asked to stop using it. We'll explain why after the break.
Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
For Deb, living with constipation with belly pain was the same old story for years. Trying this, doing that, spending countless days right here. Still came the belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. Awful feelings she kept sugarcoating. Finally, with the help of her doctor, it came to be that her symptoms were all signs of IBS-C. And that's why she said yes to adding Linzess. Linzess is not a laxative. It helps you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and is proven to help relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. Do not give Linzess to children less than 6, and it should not be given to children 6 to less than 18. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Could your story also be about IBS-C? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess.
Maintenance fee, ATM fee. Can I hide in your fort?
Sure, but the fort fee is 10 cookies.
Need a place to hide from fees? With a BMO Harris Smart Advantage account, you can get cash with nearly as many fee-free ATMs in the U.S. as the 3 largest banks combined, and no monthly maintenance fee.
Huh, did you hear that? No monthly maintenance fee.
Fort fees are subject to the governing bodies of the fort.
She did not learn that from me.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect. And right now, get a $200 bonus when you open a new BMO Harris Smart Advantage account.
Chevy is America's fastest growing full-line brand, and people are taking it everywhere. Taking Trailblazer outdoors, confidently taking on new places with Equinox, and taking on more with Silverado. Whatever you do, there's a perfect Chevy to take you anywhere. Find your perfect Chevy and get up to 17% of MSRP cash back on select 2021 models. That's over $5,400 cash back on this Equinox. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Losing a tooth didn't stop you, but your partial can act like a bacteria magnet, putting natural teeth at risk. New Polident Pro Partial helps purify your partial and strengthens and protects natural teeth. So, are you going to lose another tooth?
Not on my watch.
Sunday, we look at ways to monitor your child's activity online. We hear from one cybersecurity expert on why it's important. Plus, Hattie will have your weekday forecast. Join us Sunday morning starting at 6:30.
Watching News 3 now at 6.
If you own a Peloton Tread Plus, you're being asked to stop using it immediately. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says the message comes out after multiple dangerous incidents with the machine, including one child's death. The commission says it's aware of at least 39 accidents involving the treadmill. Some children have been trapped, pinned, or pulled under the machine. The agency isn't issuing a voluntary recall because Peloton allegedly won't agree to corrective action. The company says the commission's findings are inaccurate and misleading. Peloton says there's no reason to stop using the machine if safety instructions are followed. Check this out. Nearly 1,000 people representing almost every U.S. state completed today in the 40th annual 7-mile bridge run. The race is down in the Florida Keys, and since the bridge is pretty narrow, race officials staggered start positions for runners and paired them up socially distanced groups. Each runner was embedded with an electronic chip so they can track their start and finish times. Awesome. Well, let's get a look at your final forecast with Austin Kopnitsky.
I mean, that just makes me want to work out, and I really need to do a little bit more of that, especially with the weather that we're actually looking at. I mean, sunshine will be back for tomorrow. By the time we reach Monday, again, one more look at that next rain chance, and that could even bring a few flurries here by the time we reach Monday night into early Tuesday. And then your evening planner for today, still looking good to go. Staying dry here for the rest of today. Some cloud cover, and then we're going to drop back to just partly cloudy skies here for the rest of the nighttime hours. And then your 7 to 10 day forecast. One final peek at this. A cool down into the 40s, even the lower 40s by the time we actually reach this upcoming Tuesday. Afterwards, we warm right back up into the 40s and then eventually 50s, and then really far down the line, eventually the 60s. And we do have a few more of those rain chances actually along the way. I would say our best chances, again, going to be here on Monday. A little bit less of a chance on Tuesday, but we could actually see some snowflakes mixing in on Tuesday. So a little exciting right there as well, but don't get too excited. We're not going to see much accumulation, if any at all.